Oscar Bevis, IFL TV MTK Global, delighted to be joined by three more of Dave Allen's amateur charges. Coogan sat down with Liam, Joe and Declan last week, and I'm sitting down with three considerably better looking versions. And as Dave tells me, three more lively versions, Dave, am I right?
Well, you know, Harry down there, the little ginger one in the bottom left corner where I'm looking, a lot of personality, yeah. Good bunch of lads, you know. I mean, three last week, these three. There's a few more amateurs, there's a few more pros. You know, I'm quite busy, but you know, with the times that we're in at the minute, I've not seen these three for weeks because of the lockdown. Not else to see them. So I said to them, let's do IFL interview. You know, just really, even though they're in out in the hope, like, you know what, doing this, it'll keep them not in the gym, but it'll keep them running on the roads and that, keep them doing the press ups and the boring stuff at home. You know, so this is just basically just to say, come on, boys, let's train hard, and you know, we might get Joe a bed. You know, being on here. So that's the fun.
So this four-way Zoom is basically motivation to get out and keep working hard. This little four-way Zoom.
Pretty much, yeah. Just so they can just, you know, being on IFL. I remember when I was 21, my first IFL TV interview, and IFL TV back then wasn't what it was now. But I was buzzing, you know. So I want these three to say, you know what, yeah, I want to be a name in the boxing world, and you know, hopefully they do this. They'll watch this interview about 30 times if they say anything funny. And you know, and it'd be great. So it's just to basically say, come on, boys, this is what you can do. Let's keep working hard. So that's why we're doing it, really.
Well, look, now ain't the time to get camera shy. I'll start with you, Josh. Can you just do like a little introduction to yourself, how old you are, a little brief overview before we go a bit more in depth?
I'm Josh. I'm like 20 years old. I've just moved up from London like 2 years ago, and then started boxing since then, really. And then here we are talking to you. That's it, yeah.
Good stuff, Joe and Harry. To my top left, where I'm looking, can you just give us a little brief one about yourself?
Right. I'm Harry. I'm 16. I'm a best looking in group, obviously.
Just putting a voice on.
I'm not. And then,
Go low, Harry.
And then I don't know what else to say to you.
We'll hand it over to Joe. Then. Go on, Joe.
Hey, Oscar, my name's Joe. I'm 20 years old, 21 in 10 days, I think it is. So time's moving fast. I've never boxed an amateur fight in my life, but I believe I'm more than ready and more than capable to get a few amateurs under my belt, and then hopefully kick on and be a good journeyman boxer.
That was it. Well, I was thinking, will it be a bit like Alcoholics Anonymous, just getting you lot to introduce yourself? Well, I think that went all right so far. Joe and Harry, you're brothers, so that automatically makes me think you used to punch the shit out of each other when you were kids. Probably still do, all right?
Still do.
Yeah.
They're not even allowed to spar each other anymore.
Who gets the better of them one? Come on.
Well,
Me.
basically,
No.
yeah. Well, Joe's 20, Harry's 16. It's a big difference in it. So I don't even let them spar each other anymore because it always gets a little bit too heated. They can't even body spar anymore because, you know, they want to be the top dog. Obviously, they've got to go home and see each other all night as well. So I don't even let them spar. I don't let them spar at all anymore.
Have you boys got any sort of good, not even sparring stories, good scrap stories that you can tell us? Because I know you would have had it out over the years.
I've plenty of scrap stories to tell you. I don't know if any of them are good. It's just they go on for fucking ages, mate. We can be at each other for days on days, and then just good brotherly love, I think.
That's what it's all about. Josh, you're like the most experienced of the boys, even though it's not really that experienced. I'll ask you all this question, Josh, but just fill me in sort of on the journey up to now. Obviously, you told us a little bit, but take it back to where it started for me and give us like a little couple of minutes overview.
Yeah, I'm from London originally, and I've got in a bit of trouble, and I've put myself on the right path coming up here. And joined the boxing gym. I've been boxing ever since, like for 2 years now, coming on 3. And I've at the gym that Dave now trains at, I've been training there. So got 3 amateur fights under my belt. And then obviously this lockdown happened. I've not had a fight. I think it's a year today exactly that my last fight happened. So and then here we are now. I'm with Dave, training with him. So luckily I've got that opportunity now to go for it.
Dave, obviously, you take pleasure in training these boys and seeing where they can go, but do you take extra pleasure in the fact that Josh has just sat there and said he was going down the wrong path, moved up, and he's sort of pulling him away from that?
Well, you know, I'd love to take credit for getting Josh out of trouble, but I didn't. I met him, and he was already a nice human being, so it was good. But I met him at the gym. I was already in the gym, and Josh and his mate came upstairs and said, "Look, will you train us?" And I said, I looked at them both, and Josh there with his curtains and that, and I weren't sure. So I looked at him, and I thought, I'm not sure this fella can scrap. He said, you know what, mate? I said, come back on maybe come back on the Monday. Come back on Monday, we'll have a look at you, you know. And he's all right. He was all right. I said, you know what, mate? Keep coming back down every day. I said, come down at 5 o'clock, and he came down every day at 5 o'clock, and he's been down at 5 o'clock every day since. And that's all. You can't really ask for much more, you know. He's got enough talent for me to say, if you come down every day, you can make something of yourself. And that's what I said to him. He's been back down every day since. So I can't ask for much more out of him than he's given. So the current situation is a nightmare. But I know as soon as we're back on it, he'll be in the gym every day. If you're in the gym every day, you can't fail to get better. So obviously, the 3 amateur fights, so it's impossible to say where his ceiling is and what he'll achieve. But I do know if he keeps doing what he's doing, keep working hard every day, there's no reason why he can't make a career out of boxing.
Joe, Harry, it's kept Josh out of trouble. You two look like troublemakers. It must have done the same for you, surely.
Nah, I'm the most, like Dave said, I'm the most polite man you'll ever meet in your life.
I don't remember him saying that.
Nah, I've just got, my job is to keep Harry just as normal as I can, but both of us just have a bit of fun, see where's what. I have no doubt Harry will go on and be the Harry will achieve more than me at boxing, I believe. I believe Harry is more of a natural talent than me, but if Harry sees me doing it, I believe it'll give him the idea to stay on a straight and narrow, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, when I met Joe and Harry, right, I was doing these body sparring things, people coming down, it started with 6. We ended up about 15 once, didn't we, on a path. There was 15 of them at it. And Keelan, by the way, Keelan Rowe, he lost 4 stone. Lost 4 stone, boys, in summer.
That's what Bisha.
He looks really well. So Joe came down and Joe messaged me and said, look, my brother wants to box, right? He's got a lot of talent. I'll come down just to make sure he comes down. So they started doing all the body sparring and stuff. And you can see Harry, he's got a lot of talent. He's never boxed, but he's been in the gym a long time. So anyway, after a while, I said to Joe, you're not bad at boxing either, mate. So eventually we moved into the gym that we're in now. It's got a proper ring and all the rest of it. And Joe started open sparring. And Joe knocked out a professional boxer last month. Yeah, that's the God's honest truth. She is a female, but it don't matter. It still counts. It still counts. I said it still counts.
It counts.
So anyway, unbelievably, Joe and Harry got great physical athletes. The sparring pros, male and female, because they're only 9 stone apiece. So, you know, they started off sparring females, but obviously now Joe surpassed that because he's too physically strong, to be honest. So I said to him, we'll kind of move on to the next level now.
Just trying to find the right people about my weight, just waiting for
very
the right
difficult,
people.
yeah. So when you start out at 9 stone and 20-year-old, sparring professional female fighters is good. You know, great sparring for him, but it's just a rate of his improvement. So in the end, Joe wants to go in the army, but I said, Joe, selfishly, I want you to stay here because he's great. He's going to run the amateur club. He's going to run the amateur club at the gym because Joe's great with people and he's a smart kid. I said, Joe, I don't want you to go in the army, mate. I said, look, stay at home. So we got a little family between me, Joe, Harry, Josh, you know, DJ, Liam, Joe, Danny Morell, still part of the team. And all the rest of it. I said, just stay home with us. I said, you have the time of your life when the gym's up and running and stuff. So don't go in the army. You know, we're in the process of trying to get him a good job and all the rest of it so he can enjoy his life outside of the boxing gym. But I said, don't go in the army, please. I said, look, we'll make a go of it. And he's doing that now. And it's such a difficult time in the world at the minute for things. But he's gonna stay at home now. And in the minority, they're not an amateur about, but like I said, the sparring professionals. I don't even call it women's boxing anymore because they're that good. But they're both really talented, all 3 of them. And to be honest, like I say, some people I help out losing weight. Some people I don't mind coming to the gym, but I won't train you if you're not any good. I won't train you because it's a waste of time, to be honest. And my reputation, because as a boxer I might have been half-hearted, but as a trainer I'm not. I'm all in. So I only want to work with good fighters.
Josh, I'll ask this question to you before I go back to Harry and Joe. There's trainers on the older side of 40 that you can go with or look to perhaps go to their gyms and that, like some Coldwell, Tibbs, I don't know, just some examples off the top of my head, who've got experience and will take you far. But is there like a positive in the fact that Dave's fresh out of the game? was boxing a year and a half ago. So is that a big positive for someone like you that Dave is fresh out of the pro game?
Yeah, because he's been boxing all his life still, and he's just come out of it, and he knows what the game is now rather than back in the further and further down the line. So he knows yeah, I guess he knows the game as it is today.
They've gone. They're back. Yeah. Harry, I'll ask you this one. How much more motivation is it knowing that Dave's sort of got his eye on you as well? Because, you know, I've been 16. I know what it's like. It's easy to just slump about and fuck something off. So how much more motivation is it to know that Dave's sort of watching over you, I suppose?
It's more motivation because, like, I feel like I've got something to prove to him that I can't let him down, you know what I mean? Because he's putting time into me and stuff like that. So, to me, it feels like I can't let him down, really. Because if he's putting time into me, so I'm not going to let him down. I'm going to do the best I can do for him, for both of us, really.
And even though you're young, is that best of what you can do, you think, pursuing a career in boxing?
Yeah, I think I can be better if I struggle with dedication, really, and get myself to train more. But when I do, I feel good after I've done it, so I want to do it more. So then I keep going with Dave, and it just makes me want to improve, really.
Harry, you spoke about, Joe, sorry, you spoke about, Dave spoke about the fact that he spoke to you when you were thinking of going in the army and all stuff like this. Is it more than a coaching role? Is it like a life coach role as well that Dave takes on for you boys?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, the thing is with Dave is like, you used to watch Dave. Obviously, when Dave was still boxing, we used to watch Dave, and Dave is probably the most famous person in Doncaster, the most famous person to come out of Doncaster. Being cheesy or not, he probably is. I don't really know anyone else that's in that category, but he has an aura about him where you sort of don't really want to let him down, like I was saying. And the thing with the army is like I messed around a bit after school, didn't really settle into anything, messed about. One of my biggest regrets is probably not getting into boxing earlier because I think it's years wasted, but it's just making up for lost time, really. And Davey convinced me, stay out of the army, stick with the family, because it is a good family. All the lads are great, and I've got great respect for all of them now. So I just want to see what happens, just kick on and just, with a lockdown and stuff like that, we're a bit stuck at the moment, but
yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, Dave, people might look at this right and see these two videos, the one I've done, the one Coogan's done, and gone, is Dave just taking on young boys for the sake of training them and seeing where he can take them? But you actually do see like positive futures in them as well. You're not just doing it as, I know you said there's people that you've done stuff with before who are just doing it to lose weight, but you actually see boxing futures for these boys.
Yeah, well, you know, these three and the other three, Josh Sandland as well. Trainer manage him now as well. That's 7, and I manage a few more. But these three and the other 3, Stevie Levy as well. Obviously, I don't train or manage her, but she's part of the team as well. She's fucking cracker. She's great. She's properly part of the team. Larman as well. Give a shout out to Larmani, big watch thief. Give a big shout out to him. He couldn't
go
be
for it.
Yeah. So, but like these 3 are saying there. I'm their boxing coach, right? If they say, as you said to them, who's your boxing coach, boys? Yeah, they're gonna say me. But I'd like to think I'm a little bit more than that to them. You know, like Harry's got a job now. You know, I've got Harry a job, an apprenticeship. Trying to get Joe a job as well. Not done fuck all for Josh, to be honest. But you know, it's like I'm the friend. You know, I'm their friend. I don't have many friends. People always say, "Oh, you're one of the most popular fighters in the UK." Yeah, maybe I am, but I don't have many friends, many personal friends at home. You know, and Joe more so than the other 2. Joe's a personal friend. He's my friend. You know, Harry and Josh, yeah, they're my mates and would be friends, but me and Joe are already friends. You know, so so these 3 and the other 3, they mean lots to me. They're my friends. Yeah, I think they can do well at boxing. Because if not, I won't take them on. But over time, they become my friends as well. You know, like I said, it really is a little family. We've got a little WhatsApp group, and when we're in the gym day in day out, it's great cracking. There's never any only falling out of it's Joe and Harry with each other, the brothers. But it means a lot to me. And like I had a relationship with Danny at 15, and people said, "Oh, it's weird that. Why are you taking the 15-year-old on? What's going off there? He's only won 8 out of 35. Look at him now. He's trained by Dominic Ingle, managed by MTK, and people say one of the best prospects in the UK. So I know what I'm doing. People think I'm daft. I'm very, very switched on. And these 3 here and the other 3, I'm doing this now as well as the wanting to give them a bit of inspiration. It's also like let's come back in 3 years' time, because out of the 6, I promise you, half will be professional and be doing very well. And the other 3, even if they're not boxing, they're doing very well in life. Because more than boxing, especially with Harry being younger, I'm trying to educate them in life, and me being around them with how I am as a person. I'm very calm and very steady, and that's what I'm trying to pass on to them as well as the boxing. The boxing to these boys and the other 3 is secondary, because I care about them as people. I want to see them do well. So that's where I'm at with it. So I want to do well at boxing. I think they all can do very well at boxing if they listen and learn and work hard. They can do well, as most can. But it's more than that now. I wouldn't take any more on, because I wouldn't be able to use the time they need.
Dave, do you also have to tell them about, and I will come on to the boys again, but do you have to tell them about sort of the crap that goes on in the pro game? Because you said, people saying you were one of the most popular fighters in the country, but you don't have many close friends. It's not hard to find a fighter who's had a financial dispute with a manager and all this. The pro game's dirty, we noticed. Do you have to educate them boys about that, or do you hold that back because they ain't pros yet?
Not so much with these 3, because you look at Josh, had 3 bouts, been boxing a few years. He's still 2 or 3 years off ever thinking about boxing professional. The other 2 are further off than that. But like I say, professional boxing is a dirty game and full of sharks and full of this and that. So is real life, And me and Harry never had a serious conversation in our life. Me and Harry, he calls me King Pred. He's Prince Pred. He loves the birds, but we never have a serious conversation. But I always try, when I'm around him, I'd say things. I think, hopefully that's going to stick in your brain, and you're going to think about that at some point. At some point in your life, you might think, okay, when Dave said that, I better not do this, or in this situation, I better do that. So that's what I do. Whereas Josh and Joe, they're only 20, but they're very wise, But it's good. But more than a boxing coach, I like to be around them, and there's no one more childish and immature than me. But at the same time, hopefully, as I'm more than a boxing coach to them, I'm the mate, and I'm there for them. So that's what it's all about.
Josh, talk to me about your 3 bouts then. How did they go? Results wise, and how was you? Tell me about your style as well. Did you go in there swinging, or are you got the style of an amateur boxer?
This is the thing. I don't know my style. I will go into my first fight, and what happens is my coach at the gym that Dave's at now, Josh, he doesn't have an amateur boxing license. So I was at Freedom in Lindome, signed under them. So and Jimmy asked me as I was getting out to my fight, he said, "What style are you?" And I was like, I don't know my style, so I don't know what style I am. But I won my first fight, and I think that was my easiest one out of all 3, because I was buzzing for it, and I tried my hardest for it, and he didn't really do too much with my fighter. He was quite lazy, my opponent, so it was easy picking really. And then I lost my second fight, and I didn't take it. It was 2 weeks after my other fight, and I didn't take it as serious as I should have been. I didn't realize the sacrifices you have to really make for it. So I lost that one fair and square, and then I got back onto winning ways in my last fight. So there we are.
Joe and Harry, are you boys just looking forward to getting an amateur bout under your belt and just looking forward to having a tear up? Because your first amateur bout ain't going to be the cleanest thing in the world, but
as many as possible.
Yeah. Is that it?
Can't wait.
Yeah, as many as possible.
Look, Danny turned over at 18, and some people are right turning over pro when they're young. Some people need 200 amateur bouts. Is that you boys, just as many amateurs as you can?
Probably not 200 now, because I won't be able to think after 200 amateur bouts, I don't think. But I just want a few good. I just want a few good scraps. Yeah, I've had a few good tear ups in the gym already with a few lads, and
maybe in one.
I'm just ready. Yeah, I just want. It's more a test of myself, really. I just want to have a test of myself, see where I am as a person, and if I think I'm not good enough after the first couple of bouts, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm pretty critical of myself anyway, but as soon as I do, I'll say, right, this is shit. I'm pretty shit at this. Enough's enough. How Harry goes about it, I think Harry's the right age to really crack on and say, right, this is what I want to do. But obviously, I can't make his mind up to him. But
Harry, your brother's sitting there telling you earlier that you were the most talented of the two and telling you that you could do whatever you wanted to do being 16. Are you talented? You can tell us a bit of confidence. Do you look at yourself and think I could go places?
Yeah, I think to say I've had no bouts or anything like that, I think I'm quite all right. To be fair, I reckon I'd bang Dave a few times. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's all down to what I want to do in it. If I want to do it, then I best start dedicating myself to it. But without that, then I don't think I'd be able to personally. But
You can't even finish a sentence off. Never mind me,
No.
son.
I know, mate. One of these and you're down.
No.
You know what? Harry's very
straw.
talented. Like, you look at Harry, yeah. I see Harry. I look at him. He's 5'7". He looks like that. He looks like that bloody penguin of Wallace and Gromit with ginger hair, yeah. And you just think, oh. I remember the first time I saw him. Joe messaged me on Instagram. Oh, my brother's talented. But all right, came down. I saw this 5'7" penguin with ginger hair. And I thought, oh god, here we go. And he shot the life out of me. He's got his hands are fast as anything. He's strong. He can punch. He spars great. But I said to Joe and I said to them both of them, I said, look, you got loads of talent, yeah. There's no doubt you got talent. But like Joe said, your first couple of amateur bouts are often no good. It takes a long time to know when you got nerves and everything. My first amateur bout, if you watched it, you'd have never said I'd ever won a bout in my life because I was that bad. You'd never thought I'd done anything. Never mind having a decent career. I was terrible. I look at Harry. Harry's 16. He's he got personality. He's a very colourful character. But he's a nervous character as well. When he boxes, he's going to have nerves. So it takes time. Same with Joe. Joe puts a lot of pressure on himself. It takes a lot of time. And I don't know about Josh. Had 3 bouts, and he's a very cool kid. But I've been there and done it. So as a coach, as their boxing coach, it's my job to say, look, this is what we're doing. If things don't go right, it's my job to say, look, come on, this is this and this is this. If they're absolutely shy, I'll be first to tell them. But no, it's my job to say, look, boy, this is a rein him in or let him go. You know what I'm saying? So we're a long way off that because the way the world is in a minute, probably no boxing for a while. But I've got faith in all 3 of them, and if I didn't, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't waste my time from boxing, and I wouldn't publicly put myself out there saying doing this now, saying they're going to be all right because these 3 and the other 3, 6 of them. They've had 31 amateur bouts between the 6 of them. One of them's had 23. Dex had 23 on his own. 8 bouts between 5 kids. But I'm telling you, in 3 years' time, 3 or 4 of them will be professional fighters and holding some kind of title. That's how confident I am in them. And I want them to have the same belief in themselves that I've got in them. And that goes for every walk of life. You know, Harry could build you a cabin from scratch in 10 minutes. You know, he's only been there 2 months apprentice. He could build you a cabin from scratch. Link's Cabin, yeah.
If you go on Instagram and have a look.
Link's Cabin's on Instagram.
Best cabin.
Well done, Harry.
Best cabins in the world.
So yeah, you could build them from scratch in 10 minutes. So, you know, they're all very talented, intelligent kids, and that's why I'm working with them and open to help them to achieve whatever they want to achieve in boxing and whatever else.
Good stuff. Harry's learning the trade of talk already. Josh, who do you look up to at the moment then? Obviously, anyone. You got the white rhino, the man sitting there, dressing gown, chest out. I can imagine you look up to him. But other than that, in the current fight game, who are you looking up to?
I don't know. I like all the new top prospects from America, like all that Javonte Davis and all people like that. And I like Triple G. I like his style and like how he fights. He's he's just like a strong character, isn't he? He's like in the ring, he's a strong man. You're not pushing him back too far, are you? So. Like I quite like how he fights and stuff like that. So I'd say him, and he's a top athlete.
Joe, Harry, who are we looking forward? Who do you looking up to? Sorry?
Billy Joe Saunders for me.
Yeah.
I ain't really got a role model, to be fair, Oscar. I just work on myself a bit.
You sound like you're crying out for one.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
My old man is Joe's hero.
Mind you, yeah. I don't know what I'm on about, to be fair. Shout out to Dave Senior Fights Any Man, because the bloke is an absolute legend.
Dave Senior is more Joe's coach than me.
Yeah, he was for the time being until Dave kicked him out of the club.
Until he kicked him out of the gym for 3 weeks, yeah.
David
finally,
telling us he's
boys.
got his own personal shoes. If he puts them shoes on, you best get moving because he's going to spark you.
Finally, boys, let's take it away from the boxing. Are you boys like? Do you get on, Josh? Do you get on with not get on, but do you know each other well, like Josh, Harry, Jones, you three?
Yeah, when I've moved to the village, like I've known Harry since me and him did some sparring in the gym, and I've been mates with him since. And obviously I've known Joe through Harry and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say we're mates through gym and that. They're my pals in the village. I don't know many people, but yeah.
Josh is a really good lad. Josh
Yeah,
is
he
a
is.
really, really good lad.
Top lad.
And he married him.
Well, look, that means if you're close, you can sort of answer the questions that I got now. So, who's best with the birds then? Come on, you knew it was coming. Coogan asked it. I've got to ask it.
It's all
Harry.
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 Not Harry.
No, I can't answer
Not
this. I
Harry.
can't answer this. I can't answer this.
It's not Harry. Whatever he says, do not believe him. It's not Harry.
Look, listen, Joe will go with local bird who I has to pay for, and she'll still complain about it. So I'm not even on his side to be up for this one. You know what I mean?
The muscle, so I'll give it to Harry, me.
How dare you give it to Harry?
Josh.
How dare you
Nice
give it to
one.
Harry, Josh?
But to be fair,
Leave
fair.
it. It's about his women. Fuck me.
it's what happens when you're best looking in group. That's just how it is.
Harry.
You're losing
Well,
your hair
even-
at 20
even
years
though-
old, so I'm not.
Even though he looks like that penguin out of Wallace and Gromit with ginger hair, yeah, I'd probably say Harry does best with him because Harry tries. You know what I mean? I've seen him grafting 30-odd-year-old women.
I'm a character and half, me. I'm a character. That's all I can say, really.
I'll ask Dave this one. Who's most likely to sack it off and become a criminal? Whether it's a high-time criminal, a cowboy builder, whatever.
Probably Harry.
Cowboy
Harry,
builder.
Larmin.
We've got a
yeah,
criminal.
Larmani.
Larmin.
Larmani. I can't say the story, but probably Larmani. But out of these three, probably Harry. Any question you ask me, the answer's probably Harry. So
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Apart from who's the oldest. That's all he's got on his side, youth. Don't really have to end it now. I suppose we spoke about the boxing. You all seem like sound lads, and I don't know. I suppose Dave will do a catch up possibly, or when this is over, can come down to the gym because I can imagine you boys do have a good laugh. And if you're going to work hard, you need having a laugh alongside it. So we could get the camera down, film some bits as well, and see where you boys are in
Oscar,
months or so.
my dream, one thing I want to get out of boxing, right, is a matchroom show where I'm on the show. I'm on the bill with my brother. I think that would be great. Where we're both on telly, I think I would be happy at that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that would be
That'd be-
great. Yeah, that would be.
that'd be
That's what I
some
wanna
achievement,
achieve,
that.
at least.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah, it would be good.
Actually, you know what? I
Then-
said let's end it. That's your sort of one thing you want to get out of boxing. Josh, what do you want to get out of boxing?
I want to achieve the most I'm able to achieve. I want to put everything in, and if I put everything in, then I'll achieve what I'm possible to achieve. I want a belt, like a significant belt, like if it's central area or whatever I can achieve, then that's it. But then it's something I can say, oh, I've won that from boxing, rather than I've got nothing.
Good stuff. And final word to you, Dave. It must just be good. I don't know, hearing them have a laugh. You pick these boys up, and yeah, you don't know where they're going to go, whether they're going to make something or not. But it's all fun and games, isn't it?
Well, it's great because I started off with Danny. I had Danny for a while, and then Liam came along, and you got Danny. You know, Danny has to be on before street lights go off, and he ended up becoming best mates with Liam. You know, who's just a total other end of the scale, just an absolute lunatic. And they became best mates through boxing. They'd never crossed paths otherwise. Then you got these three. You got Joe Hayden. You got DJ. These are people that would never have been friends or never even knew they existed if it wasn't for boxing and coming together in the gym. And now they're all best friends. Now they'll do anything for each other.
Yeah, we are best friends.
And it's
Yeah,
great.
well,
And that's the best thing about it for me. You know, hopefully they all want to be world champions. How great would that be? But for me, I'm just happy if they're all happy. And the final thing I want to say is, big up Links Cabins. Yeah, Links Cabins, the best cabin makers in the world.
Look at that.
Links Cabins.
Follow it on Instagram.
We'll drop it in the description. We'll drop it in the description.
We love that. Thank you very much.
Best in the business.
There you go. What's your boys' Instagram handles as well? Because we could drop them in the caption, but you might as well.
Go on, Joe. Go on, Joe.
Go on, Joe.
What are they gonna say? What? Find it.
It's Joe Fox 20, but 2 E's for Joe.
Yeah, Joe Fox 20, but 2 E's. Forgot what it were.
Mine is Harry_Fox69.
It's 69 on the end of it.
Course it
Tells
is.
you everything about Harry.
How
listen,
childish is that?
Of course it is.
But listen, it works. You know what I mean? You can sit here and say it doesn't, but then that's why you voted me for best with birds. So I'm just going to leave it there.
Fair enough. Mine's _JH.20. So you can all go add that.
Top stuff. And Dave,
All-
yours?
All the men. He likes men.
All right.
Mine's out. I don't know what it is, but yeah, add the three lads and just follow them on the journey because it'd be fun, you know. Whatever happens, like you say, whether you just have some amateur bouts, whether you turn pro, whether you win an area title, whether you go on and win a British and more, great. But if not, we'll definitely have some laughs along the way. So it'd be good.